Hi, and welcome to the You Amaze Me recording and practice for your day. I've been encouraged by some people in my community to potentially create a podcast. I'm not going to name this particular recording that just yet. I'm showing up here pretty spontaneously to offer an intuitive message as well as a tapping practice as a gift to you because of the gifts that you all have offered and encouraged me. And so when I am inspired, I go with it. Life is messy, it's unpredictable, it usually does not go as planned. And so in all of the miraculous ways that I have ended up here in front of this camera, speaking from my heart, from my soul, even from my mind and my body, with you. Whether you're watching this, whether you're hearing this recording, I will pick an oracle card. I've pulled the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck, and this is by Adriana Ayales. I'm not exactly sure if that's how you say the last name, but here it is on the screen if you are watching the recorded video. This was gifted to me by one of my clients, and like I said, the gifts that I receive, I really wholesomely take them in and then want to gift it back, want to give back. And I know that it's reciprocated that way, even if it's not directional, meaning that I might give to somebody in a specific way, and that doesn't mean I'm going to receive anything directly back from them, but I really trust that I will receive in some other form, whether it's another person, whether it's something synchronous or serendipitous, whether it's words, phrases, materials, a felt sense. And so that is what kind of drew me to pull for myself and you all listening for today. And what the message that this card may bring will guide the tapping practice. And I can explain a little bit of that as well. And so for those of you who are new to me, I am a licensed clinical social worker and 500-hour trained yoga instructor. And I have combined the two to create what I call therapeutic yoga, but it's so much more than that. Yoga is more than the physical practice of the asanas. Yoga is more than the philosophy and lifestyle. To me, man, yoga I really can't even put it into words. Yoga is energy. Yoga is not a tool. It's a life force in and of itself. It's something that flows through you when you engage in a posture or shape. And if you think of traditional yoga, like going to a class, I very much encourage the people that I work with to allow the yoga pose or shape to reveal itself through your body, but also through your senses. Yoga is a sensory experience. There we go. See, I knew it would come. Yoga is a sensory experience, and so we often just go into our thinking mind and we focus on the thoughts and planning and analyzing, and there's benefit with all of that because we are comprehensive, complex, mysterious human beings here having an earthly experience. And so when we are receiving through our senses, perceiving through our senses, it is beyond just the physical form, and it is beyond just our thoughts. It's what we take in and what we give out, and that is the yoga practice. I use yoga, or I guess I engage and experience with yoga through taking time to practice, through teaching, but also connecting with its essence of, yoga means union. It's a union of your body, your heart, and your soul. And that's in essence when things are not necessarily appearing connected, we are. Everything is interconnected. And so when you go into a yoga practice, and if you lay down on your mat for the whole 60 minutes, that can be yoga. And I think that's why I am drawn to it, because it really can be anything that you perceive or make of it. Well, of course, there's the lineages and there's trainings, but when you personalize it to you, which is what we do with a lot of art forms, it's what I do with poetry, when I write, when I express in that creative way, and it's how I really am am committed to living life through wholeness, through connectivity, through opening up to all the various facets and allowing and creating balance through that balance of allowing and creation. So, some of it is taking action through not force, but through intention. And then also allowing when we let go and we surrender and things kind of unfold as they do. It is a combination of both. And so I've combined yoga and therapy in that way. So getting out of the traditional talk therapy and more into whether you want to say it's a somatic approach, whether you want to call it a spiritual approach. There's really limited words to explain exactly what it is when you come in and work with me one-on-one. And so one thing that I kind of envision for these recordings is to reach a point where I'm recording with my clients. And so look out for that. I'm excited for that. But I'm going to start it out this way because I'm not ready yet. And I'm trusting that my nervous system is potentially not ready to have a full-blown podcast of recording sessions with my clients. It's a seed, it's an idea, and I'm allowing the process to unfold by taking this first steps. So that combination of action with allowing, creation with allowing, co-creating with the world. And so seeing how that unfolds and how that comes about. And so where we are right now, accepting as things are and inviting that in today, is pulling from these cards, and I provide some tapping based on the cards, this intuitive tapping as a message, as a gift, as a practice between the two of us, between me and the listener, between all of us. And so even though, yes, I describe myself as a yoga-based therapist, I'm also a poet, like I said, I write poetry, but ultimately I'm human. And I fully believe in seeing the amazingness in everything and the depth that can be created from anything, turning anything into poetry, turning anything into something deeper, turning anything into a learning experience through experience, though. So not forcing the learning, but learning through showing, learning through being, learning through experience. And so much of the therapeutic work is about presence, showing up as you are, whether you're dysregulated or regulated, if those words land for you. It's presence and being with it, not trying to change it, not having to figure anything out. So you being here listening is you being with you today. So let's get into the cards, making this short, inviting you to experience me through sight, through sound, through what you hear, through your environment, and let's go with it. Okay, so I got the cards, and we'll see what comes out. Notice if there's anything that you are particularly thinking about. Okay, we got Angel's Trumpet, and it is the Death card, or it says Death. So this was picked earlier this week. I'm really not surprised. I guess I can go into that share as I imagine that the person that picked this card with me is listening. And this is a part of my belief and my passion of blurring some of the boundaries when it comes to therapist-client relations, that we're told ethically to not have dual relationships. And if we were to take that really specifically, that would technically mean that my therapy clients cannot attend my yoga classes, because that would be a dual relationship. They are my client and then they're coming to a yoga class as a yoga student, and that would be two separate things. And your therapy client are expected, or me as a therapist, to uphold that they only stay in that one realm. And I find that very constricting. I find that from a place of control and even maybe power. I get that a lot of the ethics are about safety, but do we control to stay safe? Or may we come into a trust of safety, a trust in our autonomy, and a trust that everything is not black and white or all or nothing. And so this particular experience with this client earlier this week, in them choosing this card, is that they are the one. And I laugh because I don't make these things up. They are the one that sent me a message that said, Amanda, I think you need to have a podcast. And sometimes when I have those things, I experience chills and I get emotional because I've denied a lot of my power and a lot of my magic. And this is not about me. This is me and that person's magic. That person felt the intuitive inspiration to reach out to me and say, Amanda, like, I've been listening to this podcast and it led me to think that you should have a podcast as well. And so, this card being death, when we think of death in the tarot, in the tarot cards, death is transformation. Death is ending and stepping into new beginning. And not everything needs to be transformed right away. We don't force the transformation. The butterfly, this is another thing that was inspired by a client. The butterfly doesn't force itself into the cocoon. The caterpillar doesn't force itself into the cocoon to become a butterfly. And so we're not forcing death, but perhaps you're in the sequence right now, in the process right now of going into the unknown, into the new, out of the dark and into the light. And taking what is necessary with you, that's a part of you. Not everything has to die, but there's old ways. Your nervous system, like I said, changes. It is malleable. And so your nervous system, through experiences with people, that's relational therapy, through experiences with people, can change, right? That's what taught the nervous system to become chronically stuck in the stress cycle because of early experiences, trauma. And the same then can be of coming out of it. But you cannot enter into something if your nervous system is not ready. So you might have the idea, the vision, I'm going to start this new job. Or for me, I'm going to start this potential podcast. But if my nervous system isn't ready, why would I force it? Why would I step right into having a client on the podcast before getting some practice with myself? I'm right here with my nervous system, accepting it as it is, that it might not be ready for a certain relationship. It might not be ready to talk on stage. And we think sometimes through therapy, exposure, just do it, just overcome the fear. No, it happens naturally when you let go and you allow to let yourself be exactly as you are, that you are already whole as you are. And then you grow and you expand. But some things might need to be shed. Some things will go through that death. And so recognizing that the death, the dying of your old ways, your nervous system literally shifting and changing out of chronic stress or shutdown or avoidance or detachment or arousal and into something secure and safe is a process. And old beliefs and old constructs and old attachments is a process that they served you when they showed up for you. You didn't make any wrong decisions. That happened because it fit where you were. It fit your nervous system. It fit your energy. And then as you heal or grow and expand and learn through experiences and through relations, through whether it's like a podcast or a message here, a textbook, a training, a lecture, a workshop, or whether it's literally you by yourself meditating, journaling, whether it's you and another in a therapy context or taking yoga or exercise or in relationship, all of that's important. And that provides you with the input, the sensory input, beyond just the five senses. It's what you take in through sound, through processing mentally, through your digestive system, through your respiratory system and your breath, through your pores, through your cells. It's constantly taking in information. We are constantly taking in information. But which one works the hardest? Which one works the most? Nervous system probably, and your mind. And how well are they working together? And you don't have to know the answers here. These are hypothetical questions for you to ponder. But perhaps even asking for yourself right now, what's dying? How do I feel about that? Am I trying to hold on? The bat upside down, the flowers upside down? I'll read from the booklet. So let's see. This is card 46. I went to page 46 instead of number 46 in the booklet. Okay, Angel's Trumpet, death, breakdown, cathartic transformation, rising from the ashes, elimination, shedding the old. Angel's trumpets have an intoxicating scent and flowers that resemble angelic horns aimed downward, symbolizing the call of the angels to humanity. They have a rich history of using shamans and magic practitioners, even though they are poisonous. The angel's trumpet during a flower ceremony is used as medicine for those of the young. So like the young boys, maybe the age of 6, require an external vision-producing soul that lets them communicate with ancestors. The boys and their father go on long pilgrimages to sacred waterfalls where they engage in sacred bathing, fasting, and drinking. And then the angel's trumpet juice is ingested to affect contact with the supernatural. Angel's trumpet can be put into plant brews like ayahuasca to enhance astral traveling and your spirit and your spiritual experience. So, angel's trumpet signals a time of cathartic release and or death. A deep emotional breakdown is here or near. You might feel lost in your emotional despair, your depression, your shame, darkness. But you know that there is discernment. Coming eye to eye with the darkest feelings within yourself is the catalyst to your greatest awakening. So pause, let go of control. Witness the broken pieces within yourself with a loving awareness. The medicine of the bat, as I said, that was also in the picture of the card, symbolizes the need for ritualistic death of relations, situations, and aspects in your life. The angel's trumpet signals cathartic release and rebirth, signaling literal or metaphysical death of old patterns and worn out habits. Understand that you can reconstruct at any time, no matter how shattered you feel. The pieces will fall and new ones will be built. So let's get into some tapping. If you are not familiar with tapping, tapping is an innovative, evidence-based therapeutic and holistic practice that uses energetic centers within the body, usually from the chest up. Tapping lightly on these points of your body sends signals to your parasympathetic part of your nervous system to go into a state of rest, to where you are more likely to go into different brainwave states to then be able to take in new beliefs and information. And so to allow this process, it's a ritual to go along with the unfolding of your life. Take it as you will. Pause here, take that message, go on about your day, or engage in the tapping with me for your own benefit. So, to begin, we start on the karate chop point, this side of the hand. Tap here. Be here with me. So we're going to tap on this card, and you follow along. So tap on the side of your hand, gently, doesn't matter which side, it doesn't matter how many fingers. And with this tapping practice, I will I will repeat each statement 3 times. We only do the side of the hand the first round. And then we're going to go to other points of the body. I'll name them out loud. And I will repeat those statements 2 times. Mentally repeat them to yourself or say them out loud if you're by yourself. They come to me intuitively. So sometimes in the training we get scripts. People use scripts to tap on certain themes. But everything that I'm speaking right now is just coming up as it is. This whole recording is. So you have that too. Okay. Even though I might be going through a death experience, a death process, maybe more than one time in my life, I'm okay. Even though I am shedding the old, I am letting go. I am letting things about me literally leave, die. I accept myself. Even though I am in the midst of transforming, not forcing. Sometimes I might try to force it. I'm changing that now. And I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. To the eyebrow. So tap on the bony part of the eyebrow between like your upper nose and the inside of your eyebrow. Doesn't matter which side of the face if you're learning. If you're here, just notice. Maybe there's fear. Maybe there's resistance. There's holding on. Notice. Maybe there's fear. Maybe there's resistance. There's holding on. And I might notice that fear in my body, my stomach. I might notice that fear in my body, in my stomach. Because I'm scared to release the familiar. I'm scared to release the familiar. This is under the eye, at the cheekbone, under your nose now. My nervous system may not be ready. My nervous system may not be ready to the chin. I'm stuck in between two worlds. I'm stuck in between two worlds, to the chest, around your collarbone, just all around your chest. You can use both hands. And I'm okay right where I am. I'm okay right where I am. Underneath your arm, for like females by your bra line, tap there. Sometimes I try to force. Sometimes I try to force, now to the wrist. The wrists come together. I want to control, or I tend to control. I want to control, or I tend to control, to the top of the head. These are all survival and protective mechanisms. These are all survival and protective mechanisms. To the eyebrow. And I'm more aware now. I'm more aware now to the side of the eye. So I name it. So I name it underneath the eye, the upper cheekbone. I accept it. I accept it underneath the nose. I soften into it. I soften into it to the chin, so I may release the pain. So I may release the pain to the chest. In order to release the pain, I first have to be open to feeling the pain. In order to release the pain, I have to be open. I am open to feeling the pain underneath the arm. The pain will not kill me. The pain will not kill me. To the wrist, it's not to be endured. It's to be felt and witnessed. It's not to be endured. It is to be felt and witnessed. To the top of the head. Softness in emotionally feeling. Softness in emotionally feeling. The eyebrow. The softness is my strength. The softness is my strength. The side of the eye. I don't have to do or figure it out. I don't have to do or figure it out. Underneath the eye. That's the death. That's the death underneath the nose. The death of solving. The death of solving to the chin. Or thinking in those kinds of ways. Thinking in those kind of ways. To the chest. The death of resistance. The death of resistance. Underneath the arm. Death of dwelling in the dark. Death of dwelling in the dark. To the wrist. Opening up to the light. Opening up to the light. To the top of the head. Shining my light. Shining my light. To the eyebrow. Shining your light. Shining your light. To the side of the eye. Creating that safety and trust. Creating that safety and trust underneath the eye. It naturally occurs in the unseen. It naturally occurs in the unseen underneath the nose because I believe in the benefits of these practices and in myself. Because I believe in the benefits of these practices and in myself to the chin. It's happening right now. It's happening right now to the chest. And I'm so incredibly proud of myself. I'm so incredibly proud of myself. Underneath the arm, notice if there's resistance still. Notice if there's resistance still to the wrist, and that's okay. And that's okay. To the top of the head. I believe in you. I believe in you. To the eyebrow. I'm impressed by you. I'm impressed by you. To the side of the eye. In this new beginning, underneath the eye, the rebirth underneath the nose, and a nervous system that's safe and secure, and a nervous system that's safe and secure. To the chin, it's naturally happening. It's naturally happening. To the chest. And so I feel open, calm. I feel open and calm underneath the arm, a tingling sensation in my body, a tingling sensation in the body. To the wrist, because the change is right now. The change is right now to the top of the head, and I'm present with myself. I'm present with myself. To the eyebrow, I breathe. I breathe to the side of the eye. I soften with ease. I soften with ease underneath the eye, present to the moment and my experience, present to the moment, to my experience underneath the nose. Openness to this love. Openness to this love, to the chin. It's universal and all around me and within me. It's universal and all around me and within me. To the chest, I'm so thankful and grateful. I'm so thankful and grateful underneath the arms at all the miracles that will happen and all the miracles that will happen to the wrist. I radiate with this. I radiate with this to the top of the head with this light, love, magic, and miracles. This light, love, magic, and miracles. And so release the tapping. Just notice as everything just settles into you. Breathe and take a scan of yourself and really take this with you throughout your day. These are my gifts to you, the intuitive reading from the cards, but also what was just present in my experience this week. They show up in the cards because of the experiences through the week. That's why they're so synchronous. And they're here for you because collectively we're connected and experience so many similarities and also get to experience with each other, learn and grow together with each other. And also in your sovereignty, in your discernment of what is for you and what is not, as you let go the death and you step into the mystery, the unknown that will constantly bring about your desires. Maybe not how you envision them, not how you thought it would look, but it still lands with what you deeply desire and that what your nervous system is ready for. And your nervous system is going to continually become more secure and safe because you're choosing that in this moment, not forcing it, just saying, I know it is. And that's powerful. That's magic. So thank you for showing up and being here with me today. Take this in as your 30-minute message, whatever parts resonate, and then leave the rest. Go about the rest of your day in this complete sense of gratitude and trust and ease and magic and miracles. You amaze me. I love you. Please feel free to share what you think about this. If there's the option to like or comment, you can also check out my page. I have a website. It's Amanda Baker Writes. And on my website, there's access to the Alchemize community where I meet this community together in Baltimore, Maryland. We meet in person, but also through Zoom. There's a whole course connected to it to do at your own pace. My website also has access to my poetry books, therapy, yoga classes that I teach, and my overall humanness. So thanks again. I love you.